Now sometimes you don't always have enough people that you need in your project, maybe a short film because you have a small budget and you can't afford extras and you have to utilize your friends. So what you can do is actually have them change outfits but not move the camera, and then you can create additional extras, kind of like the Parent Trap effect is what I call it. You have one person, but you use the Final Cut Pro or nonlinear editing to create another person. So I call it the twin effect. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the one Lauren clip and load it to the timeline. And we're going to superimpose the exact same clip over it. Remember, to superimpose a clip, you need to let Final Cut Pro know where you want to superimpose the clip on the timeline. So hit the letter I, and then superimpose, go to the purple, and let go. Now I've done this before, so I know that we actually need an additional Lauren clip on the end in order to have enough of the background during our edit. So we're going to go ahead and override another one to the bottom. Whoops. And you got to get rid of your endpoint so that way you don't overwrite to the same location. So I hit Option I on the timeline to get rid of the endpoint. Now I'm going to overwrite and I should have my other clip. So what we're going to do is I'm going to delete the audio on this additional clip because we're just using it for background and the sound will actually be coming from this clip. So to delete the audio, you can actually go up to Modify Link and unlink it, and then just deselect and then click on the audio and delete it, or you can hit the Option key, select the audio, and hit delete. Now what we're going to do is adjust the Lauren clip and move it down and see where this Lauren exits the frame or is a little bit further from the edge, so that way we can have room for the other Lauren to come in. So we're going to move the playhead down, and then I'll have her right here, and I'll install a marker on the clip. So select the clip, hit the letter M as in marker, and then I'm going to adjust this additional clip to delete the extraneous space for her to be there. I'm going to give her a little bit of time before she pops out so we don't have as many issues when we're adjusting our crop. So to adjust the clip, I'm just going to move the arrow to the end of the clip, get my trim arrow, move it down and trim it, and then I'm going to drag it to the marker. We want to leave the sound on here so that way we can hear her flip-flops. So what we're going to do is we have to adjust the crop on this clip so that way the other Lauren doesn't disappear, because she disappears as soon as the other clip is overlaid over it, which makes sense. So we're going to actually delete the part of this clip on the V2 video. So we're going to double click it and load it into the viewer. Go up to our motion tab and we're going to hit the reveal arrow by the crop. Now we will need to adjust the left side of the video so we can still see the Lauren on video 1. So we're going to go and install a keyframe on the left arrow and move our playhead till we see Lauren enter. So right around there she's going to enter. So I'm going to adjust the crop on the left and pull it all the way over, not all the way over to the right, but you can kind of see it's moving because you can see it, we're revealing the other Lauren. But it has a very straight, strict line, so you can kind of see it especially on the bottom near the carpet. So what we're going to do is we're going to feather the edges. Remember, when you feather, it does actually end up selecting back a little bit further because it's softening and trying to blend in more. To allow you to see this, I'm going to turn off the visibility on video 1. So now I'm going to go to feather and I'm going to soften the edges so now you can see. You don't want to soften it too much where you actually will see that the video disappears. So now let's turn back on the visibility and you can see it's not as bad, so I'm going to continue to feather it. But don't feather it too much because you'll start to feather towards where the other Lauren is. We'll leave it there and adjust it a little bit later. And so we're going to allow her to walk, and I adjust it until when I see her start to disappear, and then I know that's where I need to install my next keyframe. So I'm going to install another keyframe on the left crop, and I'm going to make sure that it adjusts and moves back further this way. So I'm going to pull it closer towards the 0, and again you can kind of see the line on the carpet a little bit, and we don't want to go too close because you don't want to have it hit her. But I'll do it so you can kind of see. So when you go and see this, you've gone too far. So you need to back up a little bit. And then we're going to again move the playhead. I'm going to turn my snapping off with the letter N so it doesn't snap to my keyframes. And now you're going to see her start to disappear. So this means we need to start adjusting before her foot hits the ground because it'll start to disappear. So then I'm going to install another keyframe. Continue to pull my left crop back closer towards the 0, but too much because we've started to erase the other Lauren. So we're going to let her walk a little bit. Sorry, I'm also downloading other files, so my computer's chugging a little bit. That's why it's making some weird noises that you may or may not hear. So we're going to adjust it. Turn off. Starts to disappear, so stop here. Install another keyframe. Adjust our crop. Since the other Lauren has already exited the frame, we can adjust the crop all the way to the edge. And we're going to want to start adjusting our feathering a little bit so we don't have the video completely disappear. She's going to keep walking, and she is going to disappear. And then you could even have another Lauren start if you wanted to keep doing this. So I'm going to go ahead and stop it before that other Lauren appears. So I'm going to pull my trimming back and make it so she stops before the other Lauren enters the frame. Now if I turn off this or cut this clip out, you'll see that the feathering is now causing some issues, and you're actually going to be able to kind of see the darker edge. So that's why with Command Z to undo, we have the bottom layer there, so that way you can actually see the entire scene and not have any of the darkening softer edges. So again, this can be utilized to help out if you don't have enough people, or if you want to make it seem like you have a twin or something like that. So we're going to play it and watch it. Oh, so we have a little bit of an issue there that we go back and fix. So that is how you can create the twin effect.